Welcome to the GAB Talks by the Independent Press Award. I'm your hostess, Gabby Olzak. Today, we will be visiting with Gary Turchin, author of Through a Broken Window, winner of the 2021 New York City Big Book Award for Sports Fiction, a performance poet for children and adults, a writer, a performer, a visual artist, and a humorist. Gary is the author of numerous children's books, a collection of poetry called Falling Home, and a short film, The Healthiest Man on Earth, a poet's journey with Parkinson's. A true Renaissance man, Gary is a New Jersey native, but has called California home since 1974. Congratulations, Gary. It's an honor to chat with you today. Welcome to the GAB Talks.
Thank you, Gabby. I'm happy to be here.
I have to say, Gary, I loved the book. I kind of couldn't put it down. Why don't we start with giving us a synopsis of Through a Broken Window?
Well, Through a Broken Window, it's a period piece, 1964 Americana. Takes place somewhat in a luncheonette. It's a family who works and owns a luncheonette in East Orange, New Jersey. And there's a baseball thread. The kid is a baseball fanatic, softball. And there's a softball tournament at the center of the story. So it's a multi-threaded drama.
It really is.
Family drama, sports drama, racial drama, crime drama, all those elements mixed together.
Let's get back to that. I want to know, and I'm sure our listeners are really curious. Why did you decide that your protagonist would be a 12-year-old boy? His name is Jerry Epstein. And who is Jerry? What's he all about?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Jerry is a kid who's trying to figure out his life and has a very challenging family. His father is a bit of an abuser.
Yeah, he's a really, really cute kid. I found him so endearing. And like you said, as you mentioned, it takes place in 1964, real working class neighborhood in Jersey. It's a complicated time in Jerry's life, but also in our country. Civil rights, organized crime, family, school, and of course, there's baseball. And Gary, you touch on a lot of different relationships that Jerry has in the book. Which one do you think is the most important relationship that Jerry has?
In the story, I think it's with his big brother.
Why so? His big brother is Daniel, correct?
Yes, I think he's looking up to Daniel, and like all little kids do, they look up to their bigger brother or bigger sister for cues on how to operate, how to live, how to talk to people, how to socialize. And I think that Jerry is basically looking up to his brother.
Definitely. They're very different people, though. Jerry seems to be more of a soft-spoken kid. He is only 12 years old, so he's still at that point where he's listening to his dad, whereas Daniel is really not too interested in what his dad thinks anymore. But even though they're different, I saw that too. I thought that was a really important relationship. So how much of this, Gary, is autobiographical, or how much is it based on your childhood?
Well, it's like this. The actual facts are made up.
Okay.
But the milieus are real. Like, my father did own a luncheonette in East Orange, New Jersey.
And did you work at the luncheonette just like Jerry does?
Oh, yes, I
Okay.
did. And that's one of the motivations for writing this whole story, was the imprint of my childhood of working at the diner. And there were two things in my childhood that really stood out. And that was working at the family restaurant and playing softball, winning the softball tournament in sixth grade. And those are the two elements that were in my head all these years that I wanted to weave into a story. And that's what I did finally after all these years.
I love it. It's really a great story. But so Gary, you have a pretty eclectic and extremely artistic career. You started as a photographer. You've been a newspaper columnist, a communications specialist at the Children's Hospital Oakland, and of course, you write poetry for adults and children. But Through a Broken Window is actually your first novel. Tell us a little bit more about this journey and give us a little bit more about what inspired you to write it.
Well, it's my first published novel. I've written two other novels
Oh,
before
okay.
it. So I've been through the whole routine, but I never felt good enough about the others to put them out in
So
public.
what
And
felt good about this one? What felt good about this one?
it was more a fact that I finished it and
Ah.
the completion needed to be done.
As a writer, I understand that. Okay.
Yes, I had to finish something. So this was the one, and I have a kind of a time limitation too. I have Parkinson's disease, and so I felt like there was only so long I could continue to write, and so my back was to the wall. So I basically had to finish this while I still could, and the pandemic gave me a great opportunity. That the first year of the pandemic is when I really like nailed it all down and got it out.
That was the real good thing about the pandemic, for sure. I think a lot of us got an awful lot done that we've been putting off. So I'm not going to tell you everything is all right. That's your only poem that you've penned that speaks directly to your diagnosis with Parkinson's. And I have to say, Gary, that your honesty has a real beauty to it. I really enjoyed reading that. It was really touching. Tell us how your creativity, your various artistic endeavors, and perhaps writing through a broken window has strengthened you through this.
Well, for one, it just gave me focus. It gave me something to put my mind to focus on and to see if I had the fortitude, the creative and intestinal fortitude to get through something like this. Because I've finished books, but I haven't polished them off and published them. And this one just needed that. I needed that step in my own process to really feel all right about it. And to write a novel has always been my dream, and I never quite finished them. But this one had something. This one just had something I needed to do, and it was just the story came to me very easily. I didn't map it out at all, and so it was just the process of it was really a joy. I was excited every time I sat down to write, and I discovered new things as I went along. And I love that discovery again in writing. Like I didn't know that he was going to do that, and all of a sudden he's doing that.
And it shows. I love your style of writing. It's really easy and it just flows. Is there a message that you want your readers to take away from the story?
Not any singular message, but other than it's a coming of age story, and in that sense, people can look at Jerry and see his process and see him mature or struggle with different things. But I don't think it's not a message book in that sense.
Yeah, it seems like family is a common thread though throughout it, the importance of family, which I'm sure you derived from your own experiences for sure. So I have another question for you, the title of the book. So before your novel begins, Gary, you have a quote from Alice Walker, and it says, "A writer's heart, a poet's heart, an artist's heart, a musician's heart is always breaking. It is through that broken window that we see the world." So what came first? Did the title of the book evolve because of the story and then you sought out a quote, or how did that all happen?
That's very interesting. You should ask that, because the entire time I wrote the book, it had a completely different title. Nobody understood the title, but I was stuck to it. And right before I published it, my sister said, "You need a new title."
That's so funny.
And it was just simple as that. And my friend Deborah suggested the broken window that we chose. So
yeah, Through a Broken Window. I mean, that title is perfect because it really does set the stage for exactly what the book is about. Because
when he breaks that window, the story unfolds very quickly.
Exactly. So it really is a perfect title. So Gary, tell us do you have plans for another novel? You said that you have several novels that you haven't finished. Are you working on that now?
I'm working on a short story right now. Ooh. I don't have the fortitude left to go through another novel.
I love short stories. They're my favorite, actually. Okay, great. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Now tell us, how can listeners purchase Through a Broken Window, and how can we learn more about your other work, which is pretty extensive?
Well, the best thing to do is to go to my website at GaryTurchin.net, and Through a Broken Window you can purchase through my website or directly from Amazon.com, like everybody else's books. And, I've been through so many websites that the current version is the current version. But yeah, GaryTurchin.net, my name.net. Anybody can see what I do from there. And you can hear me recite some children's poetry. You can see my movie.
That's what I wanted to get to, because I did have the opportunity, of course, to view some of your work, and it is fantastic. Yes, so our listeners, please go to the website and you can definitely see some more of Gary's work. Well, Gary, thank you so much for joining us today. Next podcast, we will chat with Jamie Garzeau, author of Unconventional, a memoir of entrepreneurism, politics, and pot. Until then, keep on reading. This is Gabby Olzak of the GAB Talks.